Hi, I'm Marty with Making the Music, and this is Rachel Taylor, my special guest this week. Hi there, how are you?
Everybody, I'm great. How are y'all?
Oh, it's good. It's good to see you, my friend. How have you been?
I know it's been busy, but it's been fun. Never dull or boring and always entertaining.
Well, you've got so much going on. You got the brand new song, you got the video, which has thousands of views on it already,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so much more. What's happening with you?
Well, I tell you what, thank God for Mama. It is just the most fun song. And Shellum Klein co-wrote that with me. And I was telling her all about my mother. And, I said, I've got to do a song about mom because I've written a song about dad. And, I need to do a fun, upbeat song because if you know my mother, she is very upbeat. That's just who she is. So she said, if you write a song about me, it's got to be upbeat and it's got to be moving. So he really took everything I had told him and put all the words together, and it's just a fun song. And then Marty, this video, oh my gosh. To be able to have my family, my mom, my dad passed away 7, 8 years ago. And so to be able to have my mother and my brother and my sister-in-law and just dear friends and to be able to film it at Belle's home, and family, just having all the family together. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just phenomenal. Victoria Stillman, who you've also had on this show,
Uh-huh.
she was in it.
Uh-huh.
She-
Yeah.
yes, and just to have all these people together, it was just a family day. It was so much fun, so much fun.
Well,
So,
it's a great video, I got to tell you, and I love the
well,
song.
thank
I get a
you.
lot of requests for it, and my listeners really love it in the morning when I do it on the morning show. And so, again, I get requests for it, so people hear it throughout the day as well. But a lot of people really like the song. It's a great song.
It really, really is just, and that's who Mama is. I mean, she was always running. My
Uh-huh.
brother and sister are twins. They're 6 years older than me. And so, she was a school teacher, and always running with the kids. Dad worked shift work. So there were nights. She told me a story about making a pound cake for me for a bake sale for Saturday morning. And she had to stay up really, really late because she was grading English papers and she had to bake the pound cake like at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, the song is really who she was, what she did for us, her kids,
Uh-huh.
and her community and church.
You think about that song, and I think each one of us, when we hear it, we can kind of picture our own moms there. You're mentioning your
Mhm.
mom was up till 1 in the morning. And I remember my mom doing stuff that, she'd make costumes for the school play. She'd
Yeah,
stay up late, make sure things were done. And the other thing about mom was don't mess with the babies, because if you
no.
did, the wrath of mom would come out.
Yes. Yes. And it's when I sing that song and after I come off on stage or wherever it is that I'm singing, people are like, I can see my grandmother, I can see my mother.
Wow.
It makes them reflect back on their life, and their parents. And I was very blessed to have two parents that were determined that their children were going to grow up in church. And my parents were very involved in everything that we did. And so, I was very fortunate with that. And um, it's just that song just really brings a lot of joy. And Mother will actually be with me at some point when I'm singing it here soon. And so that's the first time she will ever hear it, not on a video,
Oh,
but it'll be
okay.
the first time
Okay.
she will ever hear it live. And
Nice.
so, a little nervous about that because, I've sang it in a lot of places, but Mother has never heard me sing it live in
Oh,
a
you'll do great.
concert.
You'll
So,
do great.
yeah, so she's going to be available for that. And um, so I'm excited about that opportunity.
Hey, speaking about being nervous, okay, me, I could never sing in public. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I look at you artists, you're amazing to me because you get up there and I've noticed when you sing, you sign when you sing, which is
Yes, I do.
great. And I just I could never do that. Now people say, well, you get up an MC and you do fine there. That's
Yeah, you
different.
do.
I can't hold a note. My dogs run when I sing. How do you do it? It's a gift.
Well, I'll get very, very nervous. I always do.
Really?
Um, I do. And I'm nervous until I hear that first note. Now,
Okay.
when I'm on stage, like with Bev and Jim, we're on tour and stuff, and I've got them behind me, Bev McCann and Jim Sheldon, or we're all singing together. I'm not as nervous. I'm still, a little on edge, but I'm not as nervous. But when I'm
Uh-huh.
by myself, it's still a little nerve-wracking, I'm telling you. And
Wow.
and one thing, Bev told me one time, said, if you don't know the words, if the words leave you, just start talking. So I'm like, I can handle that. I
That
can
that
handle that.
that's pretty good
You know?
advice.
Yeah. Yeah. If they leave you, just start talking or just throw words in there. And nobody will ever know unless they buy your album. Be all right. So
Well, let me ask you this. When did you know that you had this gift for singing?
Um, I have always sang in church, from children's
Uh-huh.
choir to choir, youth ensemble. But honestly, I did not start singing professionally until 2011, 2010, 2011. And that was with Homeland, what used to be Homeland
Oh
with
yeah,
Bob
yeah.
Jones.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did my first recording there with Scott Godsey and Bev McCann. That was my very first album, came
Mm-hmm.
through Homeland.
Mm-hmm.
And when, I was just like, I'm just a country girl. I'm just a school teacher. I don't know, what I'm doing. And, you know, the relationship with Bev, the relationship with Jim, in the very beginning with Scott, just really kind of laid the foundation. And then, being able to be with Bev and just such amazing group that she has,
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
in with Positive Country Records. I mean, amazing, Mark Fain. I mean, just
Oh my goodness.
amazing people.
Talented people.
And yes, very, very talented. And I've just grown, but you know, I don't, I just consider it a gift by God. I mean, I just had to take what people have poured into me and the people that God has put around me to support me, and, listen really intently to Mark and Bev. And when I'm actually recording my album, sometimes Bev has to be in my ear because there's certain things, really, because certain ways she wants me to do things, or things she wants me that her and Mark, want me to change up or something.
Yeah.
And Steve Chandler's another one. And so Bev will get in my ear so that I'll hear it. And then you get your CD and you learn it,
Hmm.
and you practice over and over and over and over again, and just invest that time because it's God's ministry.
Yeah.
And so you have to invest time. Um, and so I sing a lot in my car when I'm traveling. And just, it's I'm just thankful for the what God has given me and what He's offered me and the people that He's laid the foundation with me.
Uh-huh.
So
You bring up a good point. As you're singing, it does take work. I mean,
it does.
you're a natural at it. You sound great when you sing, but
Well,
I know
thank
that
you.
in studio when you're producing, that takes a lot of work. And I think what a lot of people don't really understand, for somebody who is in ministry, they think, oh wow, you've got a record out, you're rich, you've got this great life, everything's fantastic. But there's a lot of work involved, and sometimes you don't see the financial benefits of it at all. Um, there are days you probably want to quit, I'm sure, because it can be tough. The enemy's working overtime to try and stop you. What would you
Mhm.
say to somebody who's just starting out, with that thought of, well, I'm going to get a song, I'll be rich forever? I mean, what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting?
I have the money that I've invested. It's First of all, it's God's ministry. So
Yeah.
God takes care of His people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. I'm very fortunate that I have a wonderful job and I love what I do. And that job, and I have a husband that is amazing and he supports me. And so, that is separate. And it all supports my ministry. Or God's ministry, I should
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So, with somebody just starting out, my thing is, first and foremost, you've got to do a lot of praying and soul searching, because
Mhm.
there are trying times, and it can be very difficult. And you've got to align yourself with the right people. And that's what you've really got to pray about is,
Yeah.
God, send me the people that I need that will help me and support me. I have been so, so, so blessed that to be in with Bev McCann and
Mhm.
Jim Sheldon, to be with them, just phenomenal people. And I mean, I've met you through them. I have met, the wonderful band that they assemble and Steve, and just your connections matter, and it matters who you align yourself with.
Yeah.
And, trust God, trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, pray about it. And get the right people together on your team, and
Yeah.
understand that this is not a get rich thing. This is a God thing.
Yeah.
God will always supply his children their needs. Always, always, always. So make sure you're in it for the right reasons.
And that's a good
Now
point.
some
Yeah.
people do. Some people do amazing and they take off. And, I mean, but the majority are, the people that I know, it's truly a ministry. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the people who make it are not in ministry, they are,
Yeah.
but it's just some people really do make it really, really big. Um, but it whatever God gives me and God allows me to do, I'm grabbing a hold of and I'm walking through on faith. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
And it's good to
that's just the
know.
way you have to be.
Yeah, you're right. And it's good to know every ministry is important. And so,
Yes.
one is not more important than the other. The results may be different, but each one
Yes.
is just as important. And I think that's something we
Yes.
really need to bring out here too. And I'm sure you'll agree. Each ministry we see, no matter whether it be a radio ministry, music
Mhm.
ministry, preaching ministry, maybe it's a ministry of helping the homeless or giving food to the
Exactly.
hungry. All those ministries matter. Each one is
Yes,
just
they
as
do.
important. It's just that the outcomes are different. But be faithful to your calling. It's so important to just
That's right.
be faithful because sometimes you do. I mean, you look at that when you're on stage going, there's not many people here. I just traveled a long way to get here. Lord, what's going on?
Yeah.
Each
Yeah.
ministry is just as important. The outcomes may be a little different, but they're just as
Yeah.
important.
Well, we want everyone that we can possibly reach for his kingdom, period.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have sang to a group of 12.
Uh-huh.
We have sang to a group of 500. And
Uh-huh.
we've sang in parks. We've sang at fairgrounds. We have, I mean, when I say I'm talking about Bev McCann and friends and Jim and Bev and us, I mean, we have sang all over the United States. And I mean, I've sang barefoot in a park in New York because the ground was kind of uneven and I had platform shoes on. I said, Bev,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. And the grass it felt so good. I mean, I got grounded that evening. That grass felt great. So, I mean, but the people, they matter. And God wants us to minister to the people. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're singing to thousands or if you're singing to three, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And, it's about ministering to them. You've got something that God needs you to use for his glory and his kingdom.
Amen. Amen.
So that's
Very,
that's the way
very
I
good
look at
words.
it.
Very good, very wise words. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, maybe they want to have you come sing at their church, or they want to get your song, your CD, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, for me, go through Bev McCann and Friends .com and go that way. Bev McCann is actually my manager. So you can get everything. We're kind of connected and have
Yeah.
been since 2000, August of 2010. So
Oh my goodness.
we're going on 13 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
almost
been together
14.
13
Almost
years.
14. How did
Oh,
you two get together?
yes.
Okay, let me back up a little bit here. I've seen the videos you do on Facebook called Silver and
Yes.
Gold.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about that real
It
quick. Tell us about that.
I'm telling you, Bev and I don't know. It was back with Homeland. I was actually really scared of her. She
Really?
was very intimidating. Yes, I was scared of her. So, I'm getting ready to sing for the first time, and I'm nervous anyway. And I was doing The Promise, which is on my very first album, and I was just letting Scott preview, hear me and kind of see what I could do. And Bev comes in, and I'm like, "Who is that?" Because they know. I mean, when
Oh,
you're in a recording, they know. Okay. So I
It's a
was
small
scared to
studio.
death. Yes, yes, yes. First time ever to do it. But Bev and I just connected when Homeland branched off and Bev, left Homeland and she decided to bring these people together. And it was me and Jim and Lori Jonathan Trio
Oh
out
yeah,
of New York, Buffalo, New
yeah,
York.
yeah.
And we started touring together. And I mean, it's a God thing. You don't take Belle from Tennessee, Jim from Kentucky, Lori Jonathan Trio from Buffalo, New York, and myself from Alabama and put us all together. I mean, it was crazy. And we traveled in cars for the first few years. And then Jim Sheldon was able, he got the bus, but we traveled in cars for a while. And
Oh
so Bev
wow.
and I would be together.
Yeah.
So we were together in the car, and I was usually driving, because Bev was having to handle phone calls and stuff. So I was usually driving, and we just started doing these FaceTime videos. And then
Uh-huh.
we thought we could come up with a name for ourselves. So we talked to a few people and we decided silver and gold. And Marty, it is hilarious when we are together because people are like, oh, what's silver and gold doing now? And we've ended up with 1,000 something views on some of the videos. And sometimes it's just us just goofing off.
Oh,
Like,
you two are
one
crazy.
morning Beth, yeah, one morning Beth couldn't get the rollers out of her hair on the bus. I mean, it, sometimes it's just, and so one morning we were in somewhere in Colorado on a river and we were in teepee, looking at all the teepees and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And we had no makeup on, so we have our hats down so you can't see our face. And all you can see is our cross on our blue jean hats. So you never know where we're going to be. And poor Jim, he's just like, I've got a big prayer closet in the back of my bus and I just hang out back there and pray.
I can see him do that. I can see him do
Yeah,
that one. Oh Lord,
yeah.
please help me.
Yeah, it's bad when you go to your Sunday school class and my husband's with me and we're talking about what's coming up and I'm like, well, we're headed on the road. We'll be gone 5 or 6 weeks and Marcus is going to have all the children, so y'all need to pray for him. And my Sunday school teacher, who was a coworker and former superintendent of education, looked
Uh-huh.
at me and said, no, we're praying for Jim because he is going to be out with silver and gold for 6 weeks. And my husband agreed. So they all had prayer for Jim that day. So I'm like, geez. So
They're on to me.
yeah,
Oh no.
they're all times. I mean, wow. So, but it is just, I'm telling you, it's just such a joy. And to be with them is so refreshing. And it's just the way, it's a stress relief for me. And
Yeah.
people are like, how can singing in front of crowds be? Because I'm ministering, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's that's just what it gives me. And so I just feel so very blessed. But silver and gold, yeah, watch for us.
Oh yeah.
We'll be on air on Facebook and
I,
not too
I look
much
forward
longer
to
from
the
that.
next one. Yeah, you just never know what's coming with the silver and gold episode, no doubt about
And you don't know what time of night or day or where we
it.
are. Somebody asked me, how do you keep up with the states? Well, I live in the state of confusion. I get up, I ask Jess, Jim's bus driver, like, what state are we in? Or sometimes I use Life 360 to figure out where we're at.
Uh-huh.
So, to figure out where I'm at. Yeah.
Google
I
Maps.
never know.
Yeah, where am I? Yeah.
Where are we? I don't know.
Well,
So,
are you making plans for the ACCMA coming up in March of next year?
yes, I can't wait for that. Oh my
I'm so
gosh.
excited. So
Oh,
excited.
if anybody that hears this, y'all please make plans to come because I'm telling you what, it is so much fun.
Oh,
So much
I'll tell
fun.
you what. Yeah, you're right. The one we had in March of this year was just incredible. And what I heard over and over from people was such a sweet spirit. But what I really
Yeah.
liked about it, there's no competition per se. It's
No.
we're supporting each other. We're there to encourage each other. We're there to just you know just clap and support and be there for each other. And so when I say no competition per se, I mean there's always the little healthy competition everywhere, like go get them or watch this or let me see this. But
Yeah.
I don't see, and I didn't see at the ACCMA people standing there going, "Well, I'm better than you are, so I should go first." Nothing like that at all. And I've been to some conventions that have been that way. Unfortunately, it's sad to see, but it happens. what was really cool here is we had a whole bunch of people that were new, that had never been
Yes.
to an event before, didn't know what to expect.
Yes.
And the veterans of the industry, the ones that have been here for a long time, were welcoming with open arms. Hey, come in. How can we help you? How can we support you?
Yeah.
I want you to meet this person. I want you to meet that person. So if
Yeah.
you're a songwriter, promoter, artist, maybe you want to learn how to do sound, Steve Chandler is amazing on
Oh
that
my
soundboard.
gosh, that guy's unreal.
Incredible. Yeah. Or
Yes.
radio. Just come on by. You can definitely join up AmericanChristianCountry.org and look for the banner that says join us for the ACCMA Music Festival 2024. And you're going to see
Yeah.
banners on Facebook here pretty quick. I highly recommend you get this. It's going to be at the Capitol Theater in Lebanon, Tennessee, February 29th, March 1st, March 2nd. And if next year's anything like this year, Rachel, oh
It's
wow.
gonna it's gonna be amazing. And you never know what quartet is going to be thrown together at the last minute to sing whatever. So you never ever know. You never
Yeah,
know what's
that's
gonna
true.
happen.
And
And
I
then
learned
they
a
get
lot of things.
asked for an encore the next night because the
It,
wife didn't get to hear the first. Yeah, you never know what's gonna
well,
happen.
I'll tell you, I learned a lot of things, and I've been in radio 33 years now, but I learned so much. There were people there that had been in radio longer than I have, and I got to learn some things from them. But then
Yeah.
we had some other radio stations there that we were able to incorporate in and welcome them. And I think what's really exciting about this is when you get all these people together with the
Mhm.
same goal in mind, and that is to
Yes.
lift him up first, the results
Yeah.
are just going to be more than we could ever imagine. And that's what we saw.
Yeah. Well, Marty, when you lose sight of who it's about and you start thinking only about yourself, and it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all
Yeah.
about me. If you have that mindset, then you know you have to switch your mindset. It's not about you. It's about
No.
building his kingdom and it's about
Yeah.
him. And you have to maintain that mindset. And people get caught up.
Oh,
That's just
yeah.
human
We all
nature.
do. It's human nature.
That's just, yeah, it's human nature. And people get caught up in things. And you have to stop and put the brakes on and realize this is not about me.
Mm.
It's about what I can do for his kingdom
Yeah.
and his ministry. It's about him. And you've got to stay focused and maintain that focus. So,
And
and the AACMAs, they're phenomenal. I had a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of great pictures from last
yeah.
year of all of us
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And it was it was a lot of fun. It
Well,
was really a lot of fun.
and going back to what you were saying, when we go with that with the thought of Lord, this is for you, not for me. It's not about
Mhm,
me.
mhm.
The blessings are more than you could ever imagine.
That's
And like
true.
you say, the human nature says, well, I've got to be recognized, I've got to be known, I've got to have people like me. That's our human nature. But if
Yeah.
we'll put God first in this, I mean, truly put him first and say, Lord, this is
Yeah.
about you. This is your night. Fill me with your spirit.
Yeah.
Watch and see what happens.
Yeah.
And you will be amazed at what he does. But we have to be
Well,
willing to let him, we have to be
yeah.
willing to step aside and say, it's all about you and live it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I won the award at the ICGMAs for the Horizon Artist, I was floored. I was actually sitting down on the bottom steps, ready to film the girl who I thought was going to win it.
Uh-huh.
And when they called out my name, I was floored. And so, I get up there, and the only thing I could think of, Marty, to even say was, it's just such an honor to be able to sing for him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
I
true.
mean, and it's just such an honor. The trophy was nice, and and they're beautiful. And one of the ladies told me, said, this is like little God hugs. This is God's hug,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
saying,
a good way to put it.
she said, and a precious, precious woman, I absolutely loved her to death. And she said, Rachel, this is God's hug.
Oh, I love
And I
it.
was like, and I just started squalling because, and so, those things, yes, that, and when you look at it like that, it's God's hug.
True.
It's God's hug.
Very true. Yeah.
And
Congratulations, by
but
the way. That was awesome.
oh, thank you,
I
thank you.
wasn't able to make it due to health reasons this
Oh
year, but
no, we missed
yeah, I
you.
know. I wanted to be there. In fact, I had planned on being there, and the day before, the doc called
Yeah,
me up and said, "I need you in here tomorrow," and it just
yeah,
my whole trip was
it
canceled.
didn't work.
It just
Yeah,
oh
I
my God.
know. We missed you so much. We
Yeah, I
missed you
wanted to
so
be there,
much.
but was so proud of you and happy for you and Jim and Bev to see
Well,
the
thank
awards that
you.
you were blessed with.
Yes,
That was so cool.
yes,
So cool.
yes. But when you put it in perspective, because I could, we can take those things and say, "Oh wow, look at me." No, that's not what it's about.
No,
That
you're
is not
right.
what it's about.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and when she said that, that resonated with me. It's God's hugs.
That's a
It's
nice way to
God.
put it.
It's
Yeah.
God's hugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really, really is. And so, I'm looking so forward to so many things in this upcoming year to finish out this year too. I mean, we're going to have a positive country Christmas,
Oh, I
I
can't wait for
believe,
that. I
again.
cannot wait for that.
And yes, and
That's
so
going to be
I've
so
got to
much
get
fun.
practice on Christmas music. Okay,
Yeah.
Christmas music. But yeah, that's going to be fun. And we have some stuff coming up in Texas. And so, y'all need to stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, Beth McCann Friends, Positive Country Records. Always Heaven's Country has stuff that Marty posts about where we're going, what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
doing, events. I have stuff on my Rachel Taylor Facebook page, artist page, and just follow us and look for us because we're all over Facebook.
There you
That
go.
is for sure. Our
Yeah.
marketing team is phenomenal.
They are amazing. Amazing. Hey, real quick, give us your email address and all that info that people can get in touch with you to get the song and where they can
Okay.
watch the video. Thank God for Mama.
Okay. Email is rachelshields1969@gmail.com. And then you can go to YouTube, Positive Country Records, Absolute Gospel has Thank God for Mama, or you can just search Thank God for Mama, Rachel Taylor. And please grab a hold of that video and share, share, share. Help me spread the message of love, hope, and family and enjoy it. And thank God for Mama.
Oh, thank you so much, Rachel, for being on the show. It's so good to see you again, my friend.
It's good to see you, and thank you for having me. This has been so much fun.
Oh, you bet. We'll do it again. Say hi to your wonderful husband. Tell him thank you for all of his support for you. I don't think people realize how important our spouses are because they're behind the scenes. We never see them.
Yes,
We don't hear much about them. But you know what? Without them, we couldn't do this. So tell him
you are
hi for me.
exactly right. I sure will. Thank you so much.
You bet. Don't forget, February 29th, March 1st, March 2nd, 2024. It is the ACCMA Music Festival, big convention coming up at the Capitol Theater in Lebanon, Tennessee. You can go to AmericanChristianCountry.org, find out more about it. Make sure you register. If you haven't become a member yet, please do so. Again, this is not an award show. That's not what it's about.
No, it is
Whole
not.
thing. Yeah, the whole thing behind this and our mission behind this is to grow together, to support each other, to network together. If you're a songwriter, promoter, artist, radio, whatever, you're not alone. And it's good to know that there's a group of people here in your corner that we can grow and do this together and grow the kingdom. So just know that
Yes,
that's what it's for. It is not an award show. But I do believe that if you
yes,
come in March or when you come, you're going to find it's an incredible, incredible event, and you'll want to come back again.
that is true. Very, very true. And we hope to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, Rachel. Bless you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. And you have a wonderful evening.
I will. You too. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another edition of Making the Music with Marty Smith and the ACCMA. God bless you guys.